Kendall, I'm 15, and this is my second year in Vessels of Gold. I'd like to thank you guys for sending us all these questions. That way we can answer them for you, and you guys get to know us a little bit better. So, first question, what was the most memorable performance memory? Okay, so that would definitely have to be, last year we did a performance at Old Cutler Baptist Church. And they were performing a skit called Rich and Happy. And I guess the whole theme of that song was that everybody in that skit believed basically that you have to be rich and able to be happy, or like famous and able to be happy. And so we're all on stage in like suits and stuff talking about like how we have all these things and this is why we're happy, is because we have all these things. And in reality, it's really not that. It's more the people that you care about and the people that, you know, help you in your life and the things that you already have and that God has given to you, and not really any of these like worldly things. So we're preparing to go on to this like stage, like to do the song, because I'm not in the skit and neither was my friend who we were both getting ready for. And so the skit had finished and it was going and leading into a song, and I already put all my clothes on because I didn't have a skit before, but my friend DJ had a skit right before that, and I guess he was rushing too much or looking for something, and he forgot his pants. And I just find it was the funniest thing ever when Miss Debbie was looking at him walking by and him going, "I'm sorry," and going on to stage without pants. Well, it's not completely without pants. We wear shorts under because we have to change in like public areas like 80% of the time. So if we didn't wear pants, it'd be like really weird. But was still so funny, like, because we had to wear like coats and like a shirt and often a tie. So he's in a tie, he has a button-up shirt, he put on a coat, he has nice shoes on, and he's not even wearing, he's just wearing like exercise shorts, and he's doing the whole entire song walking around interacting with people just in his shorts. I just found that the funniest thing. So, second question, what was your audition like? Okay, so I've had to do this 2 times over like the 2 years I've done Vessels. So I'm going to talk about like the first time I did Vessels. So the first time I did Vessels, I actually only had seen like one Vessels performance, and that was because I was hanging out with a friend and he was performing there. So I thought, oh, well, why don't I go and watch? So my sister did too, and she did it, and she was like, oh, yeah, I want to do this, because she had been thinking about it for like a long time. And so my mom was encouraging me to do it since I had like a couple friends there. So she's like, oh yeah, you should do it for them. And so I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. And yeah, I was very nervous, like not knowing what to expect. But they like require you to do, I think, one song. I don't remember how many bars it is. They require you to do a monologue. These are things that you have to prepare on your own. You practice whatever song you want to do, and you do a short monologue. I think it's like a minute maybe, and it's not that bad. And you can do literally anything. And then they have you do an improv and like a reading, from what I remember. And so the first time I did it, I don't even remember what my monologue is, so I'll just talk about my what I did this year. But for my song, I did a song that was from Imagine Dragons, and I had like never really sung at all in front of people. That was never my thing, like at all. So going into it, I decided to do that first to get over with. I had the pleasure of being able to watch my sister do it first so I could prepare myself, but it really wasn't near as bad as I was thinking when she did it. I was like, oh, this is a little bit better, but going on it, I cannot get my music to start, and when I was singing, I think my voice, this is for both years, so it's not really anything, in the past. I still do it all the time. My voice cracked, I think, about every single, like, second I was singing. And then I could barely get myself to sing like the chorus at all. And I was like, oh, I don't think I could do this. But I mean, luckily I got in. So, and it also is not only singing. I mean, otherwise I don't know if I would be here. But for my monologue, I don't remember what I did the first year, but for this year, I did one from The Office. It was Dwight talking about his master plan of stealing something. So I did about a minute and a half or minute like monologue thing for that, and it was pretty fun to do that. And for the script things, so my first year when I did that, I was kind of anxious about it because it wasn't something I could prepare for. Luckily, they were all like super chill and they were funny and they were laughing along with it. And it was way, way, way better than I thought. I was so scared at first because they give you like a topic. Sometimes it's something normal. Sometimes it's something totally weird where you pretend you're a bee. But what I did was I had a coat. That was my item I was given. I had to sell this. And I just had to come up with some idea. It's just a regular coat. So I had to pretend like I was going to people selling this coat. That was just a normal coat for as much money as I could get it for. So I basically said it was one of the coats that Chris Pratt in Jurassic Park wore. And that there were all these like raptor calls from the actual raptors that they had. Which obviously they didn't, but you know, clawing at it and stuff. So actually, I kind of enjoyed that, doing that because it was way easier than I thought. I mean, I'm okay at improv. I never would consider it to be like my thing, so it was kind of like on edge with me, but it really wasn't that bad. And you kind of just do it, and you get like maybe like a minute to prepare if you need to, or a little more to just think about what you want to do. And it was not near as bad as I thought it would be. And we had to just read like a script. So I had to pretend, I think it was I was falling down an elevator. And it was like me reading, like, I think the things I was like thinking I was going down the elevator. But it was just reading. And I chose to do that before the monologue so I could prepare myself while reading. And it wasn't bad at all, and I really enjoyed actually doing the thing. I thought it was fun. So, third question. How do you learn how to do quick changes? So, for quick changes, it's more like preparing yourself ahead of time. We bring like a suitcase with all our stuff since we're having to go around and change. We wear undershirts. Girls wear like leotards usually like under, and all the boys wear shorts, so that way we can like change publicly easily. And I guess for like button-up shirts, like even just like polos, all the way button-ups, we pre-button it like for all down button-ups, we pre-button it like basically most of the way, that way we can slide our head over and we button the rest. But like long dress shirts with like cuffs, you're supposed to leave open. I didn't do that one of the last year, and I was doing the Rich and Happy skit, and it was after it though, and I had a skit after it I was performing, and I took off my coat and I took off the dress shirt, but I didn't unbutton the cuffs, so it got stuck there, and I could not pull my hand out, and it was hard for me to go back through and take it off. So I'm like trying to like as fast as I can to get that off while I had another skit. So things like that, of course, like can happen, but like ways you can prevent that happening is you don't button your cuffs, or again, you just button it to like here. Your shoes you leave loose enough that you can slide on, or you wear shoes that like as best as you can that you can just slide on and off. Maybe like putting your belt, like if you only need belt for a couple skits, or you have time between a skit, then you just put the belt and prepare it so that way you can just slide on your pants and tighten your belt if you need it. And when you're not doing a skit, making sure that you're helping other people put their stuff on, I know that happens, like especially when putting coats, buttoning things up, helping them put a shirt on really quickly. You hold it open for them, and that way they can just put it on. But a lot of times, you just have plenty of time to be able to do that for a lot of the skits. So it's not like always super rushed, and I often end up like talking to my friends like in between that and stuff. Okay, so last question. What does loading mean to you? Okay, so when we were doing like planning this whole thing out and we were thinking of different ideas, we came up with this idea of loading and basically getting to certain points, and there's so many different ways to think about it. We spent weeks and weeks of like our beginning rehearsals planning this all out, and we were so like wanting to come to like a certain like way that what we mean, and really it means different things. But for me, I think the way I think about it is maybe and way most of us all perceive it is basically maybe a goal or a point in your life you're trying to get, or a point of life that you're in now, and basically if you're trying to get somewhere, the loading process that it takes to get to that goal and what you're doing inside matters, whether you might cheat your way to the top, and then when you actually get there, maybe something like screws up or ends up something happening and it messes you up. And just because you're trying to get to whatever that point is, whether you want to be like super successful and you're doing all kinds of different things, or maybe brushing people off, or not caring about the people that you love and the things that you already have, and you're just so fixed on getting to maybe a certain point. Like, for example, we have a skit, I'm in a Hurry, where basically this guy is such in a rush that he doesn't even like take time to stop and like think about his like friends, and he brushes off his wife and ordering people around wrongly, and basically just him that he needs to like slow down and basically enjoy things more and not be such in a hurry. So that's kind of like one way to think about it.